Hello everyone, Chill Critic here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into the Gorge. Apple is surprisingly good at making suspenseful movies and TV series. So grab a seat, and let's get started. We are introduced to two highly trained operatives, who were chosen due to their skills with snipers and their disposability. We learn their names are Levi and Dresa, and, as the story continues, they're enlisted to watch over a gorge that is covered in mystery and secrets. From there we meet the previous watchmen, and we're filled in with a mission more. Their job is to watch the west side of the wall to make sure nothing can get out. He tells us about the 2,400 soldiers sent down in the late 1940s to find out and eradicate what is left in the gorge, and none make it out. The audience learns the creatures are named Hollow Men. He explains to Levi how this place has been hidden from the outside world for decades, as there is a transponder dish that blocks and transmits fake ground to satellites. Finally, there is a nuke that will drop if this place is ever exposed to the outside world. The next day, his predecessor leaves, and shortly after we see him killed by a military force that was sent to pick him up. Weeks later, the East half, who we know as Dresa, contacts the West side, which is Levi's side because it's her birthday, and due to the disturbance of her contacting him, a horde of these creepy human-like creatures climb the wall and start to attack them. When this evil emerges, they must work together to survive what lies beneath. They put up a fight and take damage to their structures they have to fix, and Dresa gets hit by shrapnel from an explosive. During the repair in the morning, we see this mysterious drone fly out of the gorge and fly away in an instant. Fast forward months later in December, and see their struggle with the loneliness and their relationship from afar as it grows. In February, Dresa finally asks Levi to come over on her side, and Levi thinks of a plan to put a rope on a rocket and launches it over to her half, and zip lines over to her half. They meet for the first time that night, and have dinner, and some romance ensues. In the morning he leaves, and during his propel across the canyon, the Hollow Men attack, and the shrapnel cut the rope, leading Levi to fall in. Dresa grabs a chute and jumps into the gorge after him. This is when the movie changes from a mystery romance to an action thriller. In the gorge, Levi is attacked by a disturbing creature and nearly swallowed by the wildlife tree. Once Dresa saves him, they're attacked by men on horseback wearing uniforms from the 1940s, the last people to go down in the gorge. Down in the gorge, we see structures from the 1940s, cars, and a town lost to time. As they escape near death after near death, they stumble onto a laboratory built into the wall. Here, they learn that the purpose of this laboratory was to design chemical weapons in the late 40s if the atom bomb wasn't strong enough. We discover that these Hollow Men monsters are actually people that once lived in the town or were sent into the gorge and were exposed to chemicals that leaked out after the lab was hit by an earthquake. The lab's research shows that the scientists were able to merge DNA from plants, animals, and human to make these monsters. The drone we see in the earlier part of this film was taking DNA samples to test on soldiers to find a perfect DNA for a super soldier army. As they prepare to leave the lab, they realize their gear that they set down on entry of the lab has been taken, proving these Hollow Men are sentient. Once they're out of this situation, they stumble upon an old Jeep and use its winch to climb the rope that was used to get Levi across to Dresa's side earlier in the film. Now they're out of the gorge, they have to worry if they've been infected, which shows 5 days from infection day. So they have to split up again. On the outside world, the military contractor got a communication from the lab computers, and they knew Levi was compromised, so they sent a military force to take care of him. The next day, we see Levi and his eastern half, Dresa setting up cable. When they hear a chopper with military armaments heading their way, they know they're in trouble. They run as fast as they can and shoot out the cloaking machines, keeping the gorge hidden from satellites. This action triggered the alarms that activates a nuke, and in only a few moments, everything in a 3-mile radius will be gone. As they're getting chased by killer drones, they have to get as far away as they can before that nuke drops. Days later, we see Dresa in a cave, who survived the infection and made it out unharmed. She waits at their reunion spot for Levi, who doesn't make it in time. Months go by, as we now see Dresa working as a waitress at a restaurant, when we see Levi sitting at a table across the room from her. As she sees him, they reunite and share a kiss together, as the movie comes to a close. I was really impressed with how beautiful the atmosphere around the gorge was. It comes to the monsters, the designs for them are actually really cool. The Hollow Men and the environment inside the gorge delivers on the horror. The design of the Hollow Men also make them terrifying. Seeing these monsters for the first time, I was really impressed to see what they were able to do with the Hollow Men looks. The visuals and pacing was really spot on. The music selection was great and helped the pacing effectively. The cast selection was also excellent casting. If you like The Last of Us or Annihilation, you'd love this movie. I rated a 9 out of 10 and highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. See ya.